So you joined the Bloods in jail.
Correct.
Oh wow. Is that something that a lot of people are forced to join a gang when they're in jail? It's kind of like a forced thing because to have defense and protection.
Yes and no. I wasn't forced into anything, but I was forced, right?
Yeah.
But there's no forcing when you go. I can't speak of no other cities and states, but when I speak about the New York City prison system, nobody's forced to join gangs in the New York City prison system by the gang itself. Meaning, yo, join this or else. That's none of that. That's not happening because where I come from, they don't want you. Come join this else. Why would I want you on my team, right?
Yeah.
But the forcing is the oppression that comes from not being part of something,
yes.
right? So that's why I say I was forced. I was forced because I got jumped 3 times within a day.
Yeah.
Right?
So obviously you're gonna figure
right.
out the way to stop that.
Right. I retaliated. I got a weapon and I put my work in, and that's when I was approached about it. We not gonna be oppressed. How you responded is what we against, right? And that's when it became a part for me. So yeah, you got those who come because they're suckers and they don't have no ability to survive on their own.
Yeah.
Right? And you got people who do it because they got nothing to live for. They want to be part of something that has a supposed meaning. So there's definitely many different reasons why that happens inside the system.
Yeah. Okay. And so you got out of you basically were in and out of prison, I understood, till 2008 or 2010?
2008.
2008, right? And then you started changing your life and doing the things like G.M.A.C.C.
Yes,
right?
yes and no. So I started when I was still incarcerated in 2005. I ended up taking 3 years for a criminal. Well, I pled guilty to attempt criminal possession of a weapon.
Okay.
I got 3 years state time. And during that prison sentence, I began to transition. There was a couple of key things that happened during that time that changed my thought process and how I viewed my life and what I wanted for myself. So I began to transition inside of there.
Okay.
I began to look at how I got there, what I was doing to get me there, and what I need to do to keep myself out.
Okay. What do you think made that switch finally just be able to like realize that, hey, this is not where I want to be. I want to be doing something else, and there's a system and a problem that's in place that needs to be fixed.
One, I spoke about it. If you read the article that we spoke about earlier when we wasn't recording, we spoke about a mentor who I seen when I was incarcerated, whose son came to prison with 35 to life, and he was 17 years of age.
Yes, yeah.
And his father happened to be my mentor, right? So there was a little missing print in the People magazine article that just came out about me.
Okay.
Where they said it happened while I was fighting a murder case.
Okay.
That was older.
Oh, okay.
It happened when I was doing my last prison sentence, when I saw my mentor, because I had met him my first prison bid.
Yeah.
Years which I went upstate in 1997, okay. Right? No, 96. I went up July of 96. So that was my first prison bid. I did 3 years back then. That was a story in itself. So he helped mentor me during that time because I was wild, coming up state prison. I'm in max facility with 3 years. You're supposed to be in the medium facility. I already had to get out of there. Got a year in the box. So I was already young, coming to state. He had to calm me down. So he became a mentor for me before I went home. Ironically, I see him on my second bid. And his son comes in with 35 years of life. And I was there when they actually saw each other for the first time.
Wow.
So I kind of felt that was my sign, right? Like, okay, right? My boys are now 17, my twin boys. So it's like, okay, you want to see that happen to you or not, right? Yeah. So that was like one of the first things that once I saw that, I started also begin to look at the system differently. Right? I used to sit back and just look at, myself walking around the yard programming, doing the same shit every day, being treated like an animal. And I knew there was something better for me, and I had to figure out what that was.
Wow, that must have been a crazy experience to see that, someone meeting their son in a place like that. Wow, I'm just thinking of all the emotions that man must go through. So when you get out and you start thinking about what you want to do and how you want to contribute to the people that are going through what you went through and are in the same positions you went through, how did you come up with G.M.A.C.C. and how did that become your
So I remember I was sitting in this, where was I, in Sing Sing. So when I'm in Sing Sing, I'm walking through the yard and I told myself I'm start pulling away from a lot of things. So I just started sitting back and just watching the inmate population, right? So everybody comes, yo, Trife, you good, homie? Nah, I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, Trife wants some other, yeah, I'm on some other stuff right now. Right? I'm going through what I'm going through mentally. And then I remember I was in Sing Sing, like I said, and I was being easy. I was cooling out, and my classification dropped because they had sent me right back up to a maximum facility because when I was there last time, I went home from a maximum facility. My prison record said I had to go back, even though in New York prison, if you have over 7 years, you automatically go to the max. If you have less than that, you go to the medium.
Oh, okay.
So 3 years, I'm going to a max. But at this point in my life, I know how to deal with the system, and I end up having my classification drop, and they send me to a medium facility. When I get to the medium facility, I'm galvanizing and stopping the bull crap, and I ended up getting sent to the box for being a leader. Oh. Right? Just for that. So at that point, I started to figure out, in the box, what can I do? Right? So story, when I first started writing my mission statement, okay. I was in upstate box. Those from New York City know what that box is like. It's a double bunk box for jail. It's a jail. That's a double bunk jail, right, box. And I started writing it, and they, of course, searched my cell randomly like they always do, and found my mission statement and gave me a ticket. And the ticket was for gang-related material. And I went to a hearing, and I was explaining to the captain at the hearing that it was me trying to create something for me to get out and stay out. And he said, I don't want to hear that. You're a gang member. You're an influential gang member, and this word says gangsters. Yeah. I got 90 days in the box. Wow. All right, for creating my mission statement.
Just for that word?
Just for that word, and who I was. So I had stopped at that point, right? I couldn't afford to get me, time for something that was positive. So I waited till I got out. But in the meantime, I just kept it in my mind, right? What can I do, right? What is it that's needed? What's missing? What I didn't have? At the same time, years before that, somebody had seen me waiting. They knew about a shootout I was in, and I was waiting to kill a dude. And his brother came downstairs to see him, and he saw me lurking on his brother, and he began to talk me down. My neighborhood knew about the situation, and me and him never even continued with that shooting. We spoke that night. Oh, okay. Right? We spoke because whatever his brother said to me was enough to make me think about my choices. Mm-hmm. And me and his brother had that we settled it that night. Went back to selling drugs. Nothing changed for me. But I went back to prison, and that stuck in my mind, right? I thought about that, and I thought about how it was effective for me. So when I came out, I said, this is what I want to implement, right? Somebody needs to get in front of the individual who's in that violent state and say the necessary things to them to help them look at the decision that they're getting ready to make. Yeah. So I began to implement that in my work.
Oh, okay.